Welcome back to Vibe Coding 101 Part 2. So let me do a recap for those that are just joining us or if you've not seen Part 1. So basically, Vibe coding is coding, creating programs and applications with natural language processing. Natural language, like communicating to the computer in English. As opposed to you following the syntax of different coding programs like Python, using codes, writing codes through print. If you've ever learned Python or at least written the hello world code, you might understand what I mean. But the thing is, with vibe coding, it lowers the barrier of entry into coding, making it possible for you to go into it. And then, like I teach, sometimes learning coding or is not basically because you want to be a super stack developer on the front end, back end, or all kinds of ends. It's basically just to improve the work you do or the work you do for your clients. For example, on this project, we're building an Upwork tracker for myself when I for the proposals that I send to my clients every day. So I want to create something neat that I can use to monitor proposals that I've sent to clients, have a back end where I can see some analytics and see, was I able to meet up with my goal for this week? Did I send as much proposals as I set out to send for myself? And then see how much I've sent over time, and also see whether I'm landing interviews. That data will help me know how I can tweak what I'm doing. Now, I mean, it could be nice to look for SaaS platforms and other places that already have these apps created, but it's best when you create it yourself. You put in exactly the metrics you want to measure. It's customized to you, and that is the beautiful thing that vibe coding can do for you. It could help you improve the work you do for yourself and the work you do for your clients. In another video, I'll show you some projects that I've created for work that I do for my clients. There's a client that I blog for, and I created this beautiful app that keeps track of the blogs that I do. It has dashboard, it has analytics, and when I shared it with the client was so happy. And that has given me an edge over other clients, over other freelancers that probably she has worked with in the past. And that will give me more value to the work I do for that particular client. So similar to you can use these skills to improve the work you do for yourself and the work you do for your clients. So let's get right into it. So in the first part of the video, we created a prompt to request for the to tell the AI Replit what it should create for us. And then the app went ahead and created this beautiful app we can see by the right. So it also has some feedback that I produced. It said, let's see the response. It says, I've built Kent's Upwork tracker, a comprehensive freelance productivity dashboard. Yes, what I've implemented. Dashboard with analytics cards showing the monthly, weekly stats, quick actions in the log, proposals and interviews, goal tracking with progress indicators, data export functionality, recent activity feed, professional blue, green color scheme. Beautiful. I mean, this is even better than what I could have imagined. But you see, the thing is that the computer will not create these things itself. So it's still like coding because you give it the instructions, you tell it what you want, you tell it who you are. Always follow those three principles when communicating with artificial intelligence. Tell it who you are, tell it what you want it to do, and tell it the outcome. What that is clear communication to artificial intelligence, and that's the same procedure we followed. So we told the app who we are, that I'm a freelancer on Upwork, exactly who I am. And then I told it what I wanted to do. I wanted to create an app that can measure metrics, KPI, and whatever. And I wanted outcome. I told it I want a beautiful dashboard with some analytics and ability for me to log in what I do. And that's it. So the app includes forms for logging in proposals with title, description, project type, and interview. So eventually we might want to refine this thing so that it's easier. I want it to work easy. So I mean, I don't have to start logging in too much data when I want to key in what you see. So you see, this is too much. Project title, project description, budget. I really don't want all this. I'm just looking for a simple app that I can click and then it will tell me what to do and then I move on. I really don't want to go through a process of putting too much data. So how do we do that? Let's go. We tell the app I you communicated. Please reduce the information needed in the blog pro- proposal so I can key in information with a simple click. So you see, once you tell the AI that, it gets to work. I mean, that is how we're going to work through every function in this application. So you see, you don't. That's why I said you don't just write what you want to do and go have a cup of tea. No, you're working with the app. It's like a it's like there's a form of coding it's called, I think it's called driver and passenger coding. That's actually a technical term for coding. That's why I said it's good you also have technical knowledge of these things. So it's actually a form of coding where the 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 computer might be going ahead to help you with the code, but you're right there providing directions. So you see, I'll simplify the proposal login to make it easier and faster to use. Let me reduce the fields to just the essential information. Now update the proposal form to show you the essential title field and make it more streamlined for quick entry. Beautiful. So as it's working on this, you'll notice that the app will be restarted and then so we'll see. Let's see how it's work. That's why I say this is one of the most important parts of vibe coding. It's not just giving it the code and running away with it. It's the refining process. That's actually what will make your work stand out and make your work more useful to you, because the first draft is most times is generic. It just gives you a generic kind of first draft. you know you might not want to run with that because it might not be too useful for you. Like, okay, if I worked had gone with that first draft, it might have too much information. Or I mean, I just want to key in something quickly. I don't think I have the time to start keying in. Oh, these are the job details. These are this is that, this is, and then it's asking for a database. You see, it also prompts you to do things because I mean, it wants to store. If there's no database at the back end, it won't store this information. So it's always good you also learn how to communicate with the AI agents. So look, you see, it has told me some things. I've added a quick log button, reduce the custom form. You can even go back and tell it, oh no, I preferred the previous look. So you keep on refining this thing. So first things first, let's add the database. So it's going to bring adding an SQL database at the back end for you so that whatever you store into the app is properly saved. um we've created a database for you, managing it here. Great. So while that is working, let's see what the app looks like. Successfully logged in a proposal. Okay. Well, that was extremely fast. Okay, so let's see what it. Okay. Um. Well. Oh, you see, I'm also learning this as I'm also doing this video. I'm also learning, trying to understand what the app did, because we've done the quick log. I think that was fast, but that might be too fast because I mean, yes, I wanted it to be super fast, but I also want to be able to check the back end. Let's see, maybe I might have logged in something by mistake, so I want to be able to go back and unlog it. I might want to go back and take it off. So let's see. Maybe that is one of the important reasons why we're creating a database, because once we have this database, the information will actually be stored so you can interact with it. We can do some editing, we can do some removing. So um, we are going to we're going to put some information, we'll add some data. So in the login, you can maybe in the login we can make some edits to improve the app. Like we can even tell it the quick log was too fast. Was too fast. I want to be able to add the type, add some data, like the type of job in categories of maybe virtual assistants, SEO right in, and maybe, and what else? I think these are usually the two fields that I usually apply. So yours might be different. SEO writing, so virtual assistants and SEO and writing. So these are usually the two. These are usually the two categories that I apply for. So we can communicate that. That's why I say this is the most beautiful part. It takes a while, and then when you're done, and the third part of this recording, I'm going to show you how to deploy an application. So what we're working on eventually is going to be deployed. So you see, it's telling you how enhance the quick log to include job category section. Let me add virtual assistant as categories to make the login more detailed while keeping it fast. So you see, we're going to be working on that login a little so that we can have, I mean, some data. We can know, okay, this is where we got response. We can, and we also want the back end where we can do some editing to these jobs where I logging in. So while I was running, we give it some time. Let's still have a look at the app. It's still in development mode, but beautiful thing is that once we are done, we can actually deploy the app and then start using it immediately. To make the most out of your Reply, I recommend you actually subscribe to their platform, paid subscription, so you can have some credit line to do some work. And once you extend your credit line, you can also they also gives you the ability to buy in extra credits to do some more work. But it's this is one of the most beautiful tools when it comes to AI that I've worked with since ChatGPT. It's that transformational. So we're back to it. It's taking me back to that previous style, which I kind of loved. I preferred the quick log. But that's how you see it. It's gone back to the previous. That's how this thing keeps working, and that's why I said you have to work right beside it to keep on providing directions and providing guidance, and we'll continue to tweak it. We'll continue to tweak it. So just when it's done, I'll work on this app a little. I might not guide you throughout the whole process because this app is mine. I'm not. This is not just for a learning video. I just thought of it, but it made sense to me, and I'm going to tweak it to make it suit what I'm doing. So I'm creating something that I'm really going to use, and that's really what I want you to learn on. That's the most important thing I want you to learn on your journey with vibe coding is to create things that can improve your work and the work you do for your clients. Going with that mentality as opposed to you going with the mentality of, oh, I'm going to create the next WhatsApp. I'm going to create this. I mean, it's beautiful if you can, but go with that problem solution first mentality. And when you create things that are beneficial to you, somewhere, somehow, it's going to be beneficial to another person. And then you might be able to sell it to that person. Or you might even be able to get proper developers or even, get funding to scale up your idea. Or at some point, you can now employ a team of, real tech gurus to go behind the scene and create recreate your application from scratch. So these are the so many different avenues in which you can use vibe coding to improve your work. So let's see, it's about done. Let's just see the finished process and let's try, and then it will be a wrap for this section of the video. So let's try. It's coming up now. It's coming up now. Beautiful. Let's just give it some time because the left hand side it shows you exactly what it's doing. So you can see, I can see the app is loading. We're having issues. Let me check what's happening. So sometimes the beautiful, sometimes you run into bugs. The app crashes, and then you have to keep on working with it with the agent because I mean that's computers the same way an app you'd have created will run through bugs. You can go off, come back to the system, and boom, it's developed the bug. So you have to work through it with your AI agent, and it's always good you read what it's telling you most times, because it's actually communicating to you. I mean, it's not just working one way stream, it's communicating to you to, oh, boom, beautiful. So let's see what it says. I've enhanced cans of work tracker with job category tracking, added job category virtual assistant SEO writing and other, updated database schema and applied changes, created category breakdown analysis showing counts for each job type, enhanced activity, beautiful. So let's see what it looks like now. Aha, good. So at this point, we can just put this and then add the project title. At least that's good. I mean, that's that's all we need. I really don't want it to get too much information, but at least this will tell us the type of jobs we are applying for, and then we can. So let's do a test run. Let's put, let's do a test run. So we see virtual assistants. Let's see Zetterland VA. Good. So login proposal. Beautiful. So let's see view history. Aha. So this is recent activity. Send proposal for whether just now. Okay. And then it now has, it shows me virtual assistant and what I've sent for SEO writing and others. So this way I have that, I can see where I can now have a very good analysis of where I've been sending proposals and what kind of jobs I've been getting, and then I can work on it. This is just one page. I think at some point I might tell the app, okay, create other pages, create a page for the dashboard, create a page for the engagement, and we keep working and developing it like that. So thank you. By the time we come for the third video, we'll be ready to deploy the app. Thanks for sticking with Zeta Learn.